everyone. This is the penultimate number in the Queen 50 series, and what a feeling to be this close to the end. Today's title is Too Much Love Will Kill You. So let's see what there is to learn about that. Too Much Love Will Kill You was written by Brian May, Frank Musker, and Elizabeth Lammers. The song reflected the breakdown of May's first marriage and attraction to his future wife, Anita Dobson. It was first recorded by Queen around 1988 or before and was intended to be on the band's The Miracle album in 1989. But it did not make the cut due to legal disputes following the band's decision that all songs on the album would be written by the group as opposed to individuals. Because it was first played publicly at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert, a common misconception is that it was written as a tribute to Freddie Mercury, although in fact, it had actually been written several years before he died, and he sang lead vocal on the Queen version. Well, I assume this is the Queen version I'll be listening to, since we haven't quite reached the end of Freddie's life. So let's see how it sounds.
I'm just the pieces of the man I used to be. Too many bitter tears are raining down on me. I'm far away from home, and I've been facing this alone for much too long. Oh, I feel like no one ever told the truth to me about growing up and what a struggle it would be. In my tangled state of mind, I've been looking back to find where I went wrong. Too much love will kill you if you can't make up your mind. Torn between the lover and the love you leave behind. You're headed for disaster, 'cause you never read the signs. Too much love will kill you every time. I'm just the shadow of the man I used to be, and it seems like there's no way out of this fog.
I was just thinking about how this instrumental accompaniment is so light. There's a little bit of bass, the synthesizer, this sort of piano. It sounds more like a synth piano to me. And the strings. There isn't the... It's yet another one where I don't hear the classic guitar, drums, bass, trio or orchestra that I came to associate with Queen. But now, as we're just getting into the second verse, it was very subtle. It's something that I notice is done in a lot of different pieces of music, but it happens so smoothly here. It's worth commenting on, and that is how the drums add a little bit of extra texture in this second verse. And everything else goes on as it was going on, and it feels so natural. But I guess I feel like it's a bit of an art form to do this and not have it feel cliché, nor have it interfere with this sort of space we've gotten into musically, nor have it be simply redundant and uninteresting, not adding something. So I feel like when I hear a special little touch added in the drums for a verse, and it feels so right and so good. It's worth commenting on, and this is one of those moments. Listen to what's happening here. It's
Too
the
much
bass.
love will kill you every time.
Strings.
I'm just the shadow of the man I used to be.
And here it is.
And it seems like there's no way out of this ballroom. I used to bring you sunshine. Now all I ever do.
Also, I have to comment on the richness of the bass and how it's kind of nice to have a piece of music with Queen in which we don't hear all the guitar and drums, because we are able to appreciate more of that bass as it's supporting everything. So it is here. This bass is full. It just warms up the entire environment.
I used to bring you sunshine. Now all I ever do is bring you down. How would it be if you were standing in my shoes? Can't you see that it's impossible to choose? No, there's no making sense of it. Everywhere I go, I'm bound to lose. Oh, yes, too much love will kill you.
Now we have more of the
Just as
Queen.
sure as not at all. It will drain the power that's in you, make you bleed and scream and crawl, and the pain will make you crazy. You're the victim of your crime. Too much love will kill you every time.
And here's the guitar.
Too much love will kill you. It will make your life alive. Yes, too much love will kill you, and you won't understand why. You give your life, you sell your soul, but here it comes again. Too much love will kill you in the end.
That's really a great piece of music. Although I think the thing to me that really carries it, I've been talking about the drums, the bass, the synth, the other instruments mix behind it. There was a bit of the guitar in there, which, and as I was listening to it, I was thinking, this is Brian May's composition. He's gone light on the guitar throughout the entire piece. But it feels like this solo is kind of the outpouring of his soul in this conflicted state and time in his experience. I guess I want to go back and listen to that little guitar solo section once more.
Every time.
that section almost has a thunderstorm quality to it. I can almost hear the thunder crashing and the lightning flashing across the sky. And it really adds the bit of spark and fire to the piece that is needed. Otherwise, it would have fallen a bit flat. But when that comes, I suddenly felt like, oh yeah, this really is a powerful expression of the experience.
Wait, I didn't tell you before, but you will watch a live version of this.
Okay.
And I want you to watch it with your eyes closed.
Okay.
All the way up to the moment when you will recognize the second voice, because the first voice is going to be Brian May, but then when you will recognize the second voice, then you will open your eyes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Here we go. Real piano.
Just the pieces of the man I used to be. Too many bitter tears are raining down on me. I'm far away from home, and I've been facing this alone for much too long.
Io sento che qualcuno non mi ha detto mai su come puoi
What a surprise.
sempre a vivere così. Nella mente mia confusa guardo indietro per capire dove sbagliai.
Too much love will kill you if you can't make up your mind. Torn between the lover and the love you leave behind. You're headed for disaster, 'cause you never read the signs. Too much love will kill you every time.
Non sono l'ombra di quell'uomo che ero io, e sembra che non trovo un'altra via per te. Io che portavo il sole, adesso quel che faccio butto giù.
How would it be if you were standing in my shoes? Can't you see it's impossible to choose? No, there's no making sense of it. Everywhere I go, I have to lose.
Ma nessuno vuole no, ma la forza che qua
that was special, and I didn't want to interrupt it. I have about 3 things that I tried to keep clear in my mind that I want to share with you now, before wrapping up this video. First of all, when Pavarotti's voice came in, I felt like, well, okay, I did the first listen, and I had planned to take my headphones off and talk about the melodic writing, which I've talked about with Brian May's music before. And when Pavarotti's voice came in and I heard him handling the melody, I thought, oh man, I should have talked about that first because then you could appreciate it even more here. But I didn't want to stop it in that moment. So, in short, this, from the very first line that I heard in the original Queen version, I recognized this fabulous melodic composition again that is one of Brian May's strong points as a musician, as a composer, as a creator and artist, and the way that he gets the line to carry from one idea to the next. The melody goes from one line to the next, and we hear the poetry within the melody, but at the same time, it links the ideas for us and carries us through the entire verse. And then when it comes to too much love will kill you, too much love will kill you, he could have carried on in that florid, beautiful writing, but instead he took it up. Too much love, and it feels like it's just a declaration that is being called out to the whole world, kind of a warning and a cry at the same time. Really beautiful melody, and that's one of the reasons as I came to the end of the first listen, I said, this is a great piece of music. Now, secondly, the other thing that I didn't talk about after my first listen over here is the fact that I was thinking in that first listen, I don't know if this piece could really work with anyone other than Freddie's voice. Why? Because it has all the passion, the pathos, the anguish, the color, the dynamism that this begs for in this music. And then when this came, I thought, if you're going to do a remaking of the song, this is probably the best way to do it. A rock singer and an opera singer. Because in Freddie, we kind of have a bit of both, right? His love for opera and his operatic style, as well as the fact that he did work within the rock genre, and so he has the rock style in his voice as well. He's able to shift from one to the other and to blend the two beautifully. This kind of separates the two elements and sets them side by side as a contrast, and it worked surprisingly well. It did give it a very different feel, and I guess I would say a bit more mellow, more subdued. Partly it was the arrangement, the orchestration, partly it was the voices singing it. And that brings me to my third point. I am currently doing this series on the channel, Great Covers, and I think this is a great example of a beautiful piece of music, a beautiful melody, which is handled 2 different ways. And each one has its own special flavor because of it. And it kind of, well, clearly this second one, we'd call it a cover, right? But,
It's Brian May, it's the composer there.
Yes,
playing and
but
singing, so
But remember this whole discussion about
it's a sort of mongrel.
a mongrel. But we've had this whole discussion about whether a band can do a cover of their own piece if they rework it or something. So I would class this as a cover. I really do think it would class as a cover. And as a cover, I think it's a great choice, as I said, to have both the operatic style and the rock voice in there, and have them both working together to create this tension and this contrast which we hear all in Freddie's voice. But in this second version, it does feel a bit different, more subdued, more like the killing has about been completed. In a sense, it's looking a little bit further back in life. Well, of course, this is further down the road in life, right? So yes, it's looking further back, but the entire piece of music feels like it's reflecting somewhere further back in time, on an experience that nearly destroyed or felt like it was going to destroy this person. And well, what did it say at the beginning? Just the pieces of the man I used to be. And this idea that, well, now the pieces have been picked up and put back together, life goes on, but there was that experience in the past. Even the entire setting of the music felt like that, whereas in the first one, it felt very immediate, very present, very much in the moment. So those are the three things that were in my mind. I tried to remember them to share them with you, and what an enjoyable experience. I will see you next time for the final episode in this Queen 50 series, The Last of Queen. I'll see you soon.